Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. I mentioned on this before, this person named Andrew that I dated, and or rather saw on the weekends for about 3 years. I'm not going to say that this was per se like training, and not the negative, nasty training you're thinking about. No. This was an experience that I had to go through in order to speak on a lot of the things I'm speaking on today, because I experienced a lot of it. And the three plus years that I was seeing Andrew on the weekend, were a test for me. And the word I want to use is punishment for him, but let's not use the word punishment, let's use lesson for him. I'm going to speak on this as briefly as I can, but it is deep. So, don't just hear, listen. I've talked about your body being a portal, a vessel. And you can either let God use you, or you can let the devil use you. When you attach to certain people, doesn't matter if you're born female or born male, when you attach to another person, especially through marriage, you're basically each other's portal. Okay, you're both portals, but you've tied yourself to each other to basically work as a unit. All right? That's why you need to be careful when you decide to get married, who you marry to, which bloodlines you marry into, because people within that bloodline. You with me? All right. Now, Andrew. At the time, Andrew was in his mid-60s, early 60s, 62, 63, somewhere around there. This guy worked a night position with the company, so he would sleep during the days. I came across Andrew's profile on a dating site, and he was on cam one night. And he was wanting to basically connect in or conversate with another person that was interested. But he kept getting rejected. Nobody wanted to talk to him. Nobody wanted to cam with him. Nobody wanted to, give him any kind of attention, And I saw Andrew getting very irate, very irritated, angry, pissed off that he was being rejected. And it was a hard day for Andrew. It was a hard day for him. It was difficult. He was under a lot of stress, and I don't know exactly what was going on. But he needed a friend. So God had me to view his camera at just that right time and watch him basically crash out, so to speak, online, on cam. I sent him a message just to calm him down, you know? Like, yeah. And we decided to meet up. Did not originally plan on that, but we did. Andrew was a recovering alcoholic. Me coming to him at that time, me speaking to him at that time was what he needed. It was what he needed to keep him from having a drink and or engaging in reckless behavior that would have got him caught up and or got him in trouble. I did not originally plan on it, but we met that one night. And he thought that I was interested in something other than what I met him for, which I just was there to meet him. He said, there are other guys here if you're, interested or whatever. And I said, I didn't come here for them, I came here for you. And turned around and left. I would then start seeing him every weekend for 3+ years. Right? Until Andrew Andrew's mask fell, so to speak. Let's put it that way. And he made a statement that was very arrogant, as well as not respectful, especially considering that God had me to go to him to be a blessing, and he did not see the blessing. So after 3+ years, he did not see the blessing that God had given him. Did not have to give him, but God gave him a blessing, and he basically rejected it. And I moved along. I moved on. And ever since then, Andrew has not found anyone close to and or similar to me. You see, what happened was the devil sent a vessel towards Andrew to entice him into basically discarding me and or treating me like shit and being with them. And Andrew took the bait. I remember seeing the vessel the last night I was there. As I was leaving, this vessel that the devil sent was across the street, slightly at a distance. Thought they were not seen, and I saw them. And I knew that that vessel was the vessel that was basically, attacking the relationship. Whatever it was, they were attacking it, coming in between it. And I said, okay, I get it, and moved forward. throughout the 3+ years that I was seeing Andrew on the weekend, Andrew and I would talk about various things. We'd watch certain movies. He'd give me some information on, his background, so to speak, and, past relationships and so on and so forth. And he had a girlfriend after him and his wife separated that he was with for quite a few years. She passed away from cancer, but the reason why she passed away from cancer was because of what she was engaging herself in, her vessel, her body. She opened her body up to a lot of different entities that came in and basically wreaked havoc in her life, on her health, in a myriad of different ways. And when she attached herself to Andrew, even as a girlfriend, she exposed him to those same demons that were within her. So his vessel became contaminated, being attached to her and engaging in not only just sex, but also various rituals, spells, witchcraft that they were engaging in. And he did not outright tell me what she was doing, what they were doing, both of them were doing. But he shared enough that I was able to understand things that he was engaging in with his girlfriend was not right, was wicked behavior. However, God let me know that I was protected. Not only was I protected, but other energies, other people that know me and or wanted access to me used Andrew's vessel. When I would go over and see him on the weekends, Saturday nights, they would access his vessel to get access to me, to get information from me that they would then use for their benefit and or to use against me. Or they would steal information from me, things that I would share. Various individuals used his vessel to gain access to me over the 3+ years that I was seeing him every Saturday night. And all of those individuals that used Andrew's vessel and then used it to attack me are all under judgment. God allowed me to meet with Andrew, share and or see him on the weekends every Saturday night, like clockwork, 3+ years. And Andrew allowed his vessel to be opened up to different individuals to use to gain access to me. And I saw when the transference would take place in Andrew's vessel. When the entity would jump into his vessel. I saw it quite a few times while I was there. God had me to look out towards him at different times when I was, in the other room, and or while we were sitting there having conversations, seeing how he moved and how he operated and so on and so forth, like a vessel that was being operated and or used by somebody else. God allowed me to see it. Because I was able to withstand the abuse that was done to me over the course of that 3+ years, and engaging in sexual activity with Andrew, as well as communicating with him and talking with him and gaining knowledge about a myriad of things, things that he was trying to share with me, that he shared with me, but he was not being direct as to what was actually going on. He was indirectly kind of giving me information as to who he was and what was going on and so on and so forth. I had to read between the lines. And the whole time God was with me. The whole time God was He had me covered and protected. Because what some of these entities that occupied his vessel did to me and or tried to do to me, place in me, injected me, really should have taken me out. It really should have taken me out. And a lot of individuals were very surprised that I was not eradicated by the effects of what they engaged in. A lot of different individuals used his vessel, including family members of mine, co-workers, used his vessel. Co-workers of mine used his vessel. His own family members used his vessel. A lot of people, and they're all under judgment because they wanted to gain access to me so that they could siphon from and drain me and benefit for themselves. And when they thought they had gotten everything that they needed, everything that they wanted, it was a discard. God used me to trap all of these individuals. And they're facing judgment. They thought that they would get away with it. And everything that they stole and siphoned from me, it has to be returned with interest, compounded interest.